Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual, guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. A lot is actually happening, and I need to actually speak to retail investors who have no clue of how the stock market works, because I was one of them when I was a young lad. You see, as the stock make a consolidation and pull back a little bit, a lot of retail investors have no clue why that's happening. They just see the stock going, oh my God, well, maybe that was the pinnacle and I need to sell. And this is the way they think. So this video is to reach out to you guys. NEO added another 7 battery swap stations today in China, bringing our total to 3,415 battery swap stations. Some people are losing faith and they say, well, NEO isn't living up to its expectations. Our battery swap stations is not catching up to what the intended goal was for this year. And what they fail to realize is that China changed its policy. The policy is, even with electric charging stations, that they need to consolidate and allow every EV company to be able to use your charging station. So why should we be the leader in, of course, we're still going to be the leader in building out infrastructure in order to bring in revenue from our charging stations and what have you. But the whole plan has changed based on government policy. Some people are still doubtful that we would meet our target, our end of year target, with the doubling of our deliveries. Stay tuned, my dear lads. Stay tuned. That's all I will say for now on that subject. But we have accumulated over 80,557,000 swaps and counting at the time of this recording. But what's happening? Well, I want to thank Jan Deckers for this. He says, NEO enters expected consolidation phase as institutions quietly accumulate. Yes, you heard that right. We saw the company, the investment firm in Texas here in America, not in China, in America, added another 3 million plus shares, with others following along. But exactly as predicted by technical analysts and seasoned investors, NEO has entered a healthy consolidation phase. Yes, it cannot just keep running, and I spoke about that before. No stock will just keep running without making small pullbacks. Healthy pullbacks, that is. Pulling back to the psychologically important $5 range. But why is that so important psychologically? It says a $5 level after a strong rally. But beneath the surface, this price action is anything but bearish. Why $5 matter again? Clearing $5 was a pivotal event for NEO. Many institutional mandates and fund policies prevent buying equities below that mark. Now that NEO is solidly above it, a floodgate has quietly opened, allowing mutual funds, pensions, and ETFs to legally and structurally participate. Legally. And that's exactly what seems to be happening. Accumulation zone activated high volume days with tight price movement and classic signs of accumulation. Yes, the whales are coming in again. Institutional footprints appearing. Recent SEC filings already show new fund positions, with more expected as Q2 disclosures roll in. Yes, the setup is bullish. This consolidation is not a sign of weakness. It's a pause before the climb, before the rush, the adrenaline rush, before the next huge bull run. NEO still has powerful catalysts lined up. Profitability targeted for Q4 2025 and throughout 2026. Rapid battery swap expansions. Like I said, 3,415 and counting. Deliveries expected to surge to 40,000 a month plus, 40,000 plus monthly. New models like the Onvo L60, which started its ramp up again due to recognition now because it was a new brand. And L90 gaining traction. Global expansion with Firefly in Europe and growing brand awareness with technicals aligning. macro sentiment shifting, and institutions now greenlit to buy. Yes, that was the very important factor. That's why I said the short will be caught, the illiterate retail shorts will be caught in a sudden and a massive and a violent manner. This $5 pullback could be remembered as the last great entry point before a large revaluation. Final thought, smart money doesn't chase, it accumulates. And right now, NEO is quietly being added to portfolios across the globe, while retail investors still argue about short-term price swings. And I remember, yes, let me say that again, while retail investors still argue about short-term price swings. I remember I was talking to a lad many years ago from my old country. He just came for vacation back then, and he worked in finance, and he said, Warren Buffett said Bitcoin is worth nothing. You shouldn't invest in it. And I tried to explain to him that even my idol, the great Warren Buffett, cannot be right all the time. Trust me, son, I tried to tell him. Well, he sent a message a couple of years ago back from Trinidad saying how wrong he was and how right I was. The next move might not be loud, but it could be decisive. So I hope you guys understand, retail investors who don't understand what's happening, and I hope this video shed some light into that. I hope you guys found this video yet again to be informational, inspirational, and motivational. If so, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up right there. Takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we are waking up the middle class for the first time to get a major piece of the pie from the ground level up as to how the games are played on Wall Street. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.